to ask yourself one question, really. Every time you zone in on this no good, that's no good, this is unacceptable, too fat, too ugly, too anything. Like, we think we're too much of so many things. What we don't think we're too much of is awesome, fabulous, smart, pretty, healthy, amazing. Where do you want me to stop? Coming at you. How's everybody going? You're here with Kylie, Australia's emotional eating coach. You know how we roll. I'm here to empower you to take control of your relationship with food. Create a body and a life that is more delicious than chocolate, because you get to do it all on your terms. This week's theme, we have a theme. This week's theme is accountability. Is that what it was? The theme this week is accountability. And I just got this really cool message through from one of my clients. She's absolutely gorgeous. She sent me a picture of her with a tiara on. It wasn't real. It was a, what do you call it? It was like from some app, right? From an app. So she had the tiara. It looked fabulous, right? And I thought, this is what we need to do with our lives every day. Why are we not making the progress that we want to make? Because we don't see our own fabulousness. We don't see the fabulous in us. We don't see it. So we run around, we do the things, and we pretend like it's all good, and we give to everybody else but not to us. It is time for us to put on our tiara of fabulous and work that thing like it matters, like it means something. So as the theme this week is accountability and really stepping up and not taking any more of your own pathetic ass excuses, we are looking at today putting on your tiara of fabulous every morning and working that, girl, working it like it matters and like it means something, because that's what's going to get you from where you are now to where you want to go. So this is the drill, right? Because this is what I was thinking. When we don't see our own fabulousness, is more than one fabulous, does that make it a fabuli? If we don't see how awesome we are, we run around focusing only on our perceived defects, trying to correct them, because maybe, Lord knows, if I can correct enough of my defects, I'll be acceptable. Then I'll be able to love myself for sure. Once I'm thin enough, once I can stop stuffing my face with chocolate, then I'll be able to love myself, but not before. What if you just decided to put on your tiara of fabulous, put on the fabulous tiara, not for real. We don't want you walking down the street like, you don't want to look like a freak. You don't want people to stare at you. I'm talking, energetically put that thing on. First thing in the morning, when you dive out of bed, you put that thing on. Before your feet even hit the floor, you think, I am fabulous today. Now I'm out, I'm going to work my fabulous. That is what it's about. When you see how awesome you are, you stop focusing on all the things that you don't think are acceptable, that you don't like. It's not good enough, that's not good enough. And you only have to ask yourself one question, really. Every time you zone in on this no good, that's no good, this is unacceptable, too fat, too ugly, too anything. Like, we think we're too much of so many things. What we don't think we're too much of is awesome, fabulous, smart, pretty, healthy, amazing. Where do you want me to stop, right? List some out in the comments box for me. We never think we're too much of that. No, we don't. We don't seem to have that problem. We've got the problem of too ugly, too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too no self-control, too much out of control, too much, like all the negative things, too much, too many problems, too many bills, too many children, too many fights with the spouse, whatever is going on, there's just too much of all that. We never stop to say, wow, I'm too much awesome today. There's too much of me, like too much fabulous stuff about me for me to even list off. We don't have problems with that. I'm too confident. I'm too great. I'm too pretty. I'm too amazing. I am, no, we don't have those problems. My abs are too great. My abs are too awesome. My legs are too fabulous. No, we don't have those problems. Why not? That's my question today. Why not? Why don't we look? Because they're all still there. It's all relative to what you are focusing on, what you're zoning in on. So let me know in the comments box. Throw it out there today and make a commitment. What is it that you are just too much of on the plus side? Not the negative side, on the plus side, people. Let's get with the program. Seriously. This week is accountability. If you're going to list off all your negative things, I'm too much, too ugly, too fat, too old, too whatever, can you at least list some positives? I'm also, every time that voice in your head goes, you're too ugly, your butt is too fat, can you go, yeah? Well, I'm also too smart, too fabulous, too rocking, too much energy, too amazing. list them off and outweigh those negatives, because you're never ever, this is a drill. Is that just something to take up your time? No. Who cares, right? Why would you do such a thing? Because it's what's going to take you from where you are now to where you want to be. You're not just going to wake up tomorrow magically skinny. I wish, do you think I did not spend 30 years of my life wishing that? That was my wish. I would have given anything for that genie, like the genie in the Aladdin movie. Right. People go, if you could have 3 wishes, what would it be? And people would be like, oh, world peace. I wish I'd be like, nah, I don't care about world peace. Screw world peace. I wanted to be skinny, to be able to eat anything that I wanted for the rest of my life and never gain weight, and to just look, fabulous forever and never age. So really, I was so, really, not self-centered at all. But it was my weight. It was my weight that tortured me for so many years, that I would have given anything. All I wanted, really, I just felt like I'm not asking for a lot. It's not going to impact anybody else. All I want is to have a body of a goddess and to be able to eat chocolate for the rest of my life with no repercussions. Well, that is just not reality. In this physical reality that we live in now, the body that you're in, it's just not possible. It doesn't matter. You could have the metabolism of a whippet. You can't eat chocolate all day, every day, and not suffer the consequences. That's just the bottom line, right? So we need to wake up. It is not about the things that we think we don't have enough of, and, oh, I just want to do this and eat this and be this, but I'm not. What about all the fabulous things that you are? When you focus on the things that do already, are already amazing, that you already do so well, that's what's going to carry you forward. That's what's going to get you the momentum to actually care about yourself enough to start paying attention to your eating choices. When you come home at night and you're exhausted, now the kids are driving you crazy, and the partner that was supposed to make dinner because they promised you that they would for the upteen time, right, has not. They haven't done it again. You come home, the house is a mess, there's laundry everywhere, and you're like, are you for real? And once again, everything's left to you. You're the one that's got to pull it all together. Well, what do? We don't feel good about that. We don't go, yay, no problem at all. We just, at the end of the night then, we're like, just give me some chocolate, give me something, because it's the only pleasure you feel like you have. But if you feel like there's so many other awesome things about you, so many other things that you do well, you don't need to turn to food for the only pleasure that you have in your life. This is about creating other forms of pleasure, seeing what is actually there, paying attention. This is about owning your freaking awesome today, putting on your tiara of awesomeness and owning it, owning that thing. Work it like it means something. If you're going to list off the 15 things that you hate about your body every time you look in the mirror, counteract it with another 15 things or 20, 30 that are awesome about you. I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm too old. Yeah, well, I'm also too smart, too amazing, too much potential, too happy, too energetic, too vibrant. Take that, right? Take that. And it makes you feel so much better. Switch out your how am I going to do this to why does it even matter to you to do it? Why does it even matter? Switch out the, oh, how am I ever going to make this happen? I'm so fat, ugly, I've got so far to go. Switch it out to why does it even matter to you? Why? It's a complete shift of energy, shift of focus. It's going to take you so much further than trying to hate your way from where you are now to where you want to be. If you have never heard my famous tweetable saying, let me lay it on you now. You cannot hate your way to happiness. Boom. You cannot hate your way to happiness. Thinking that if I hate myself enough, I will definitely be motivated to change. It doesn't work. It does not work. If it had worked, you would be thin by now, right? You would not be having any issues with the chocolate, chips, cheese, cake, cookies, whatever, right? Not all of us are sweet people. I really don't get the people that are savory people, because I am a sweet girl all the way. But I know, I'm not adverse to the crunchy, salty things. I'm an equal opportunity binger. I have no problems with that. But most of us, it's the sugar that does us in every time, because we are talking today about owning your fabulous, putting on that tiara of awesomeness and working it every day like it means something. It is just, don't leave it there sitting on your bedpost just collecting dust. Put it on, work it, wear it and work it like you know and own it. Own that thing like you know that you belong. Don't let the world push you around. Don't let other people push you around. You work it like you matter. Step up, you stand up for yourself, and every time that voice in your head got something to say about all the things that are wrong with you and your body, you list off all the things that are also equally awesome. When it tells you you're too fat, too old, too ugly, you know, everything about you is just too hideous, you're like, yeah, I'm also too smart, too fabulous, too much potential, too awesome, too much energy. Take it. Take that. So this is where we're coming from today. And as you know, nobody's going to swoop on in. There is no Prince Charming. This is not a Disney movie. Too bad for us, right? It's not a Disney movie. There is no Prince Charming's going to come in on his trusty white steed and, just sweep you off into a magical wonderland of ecstasy. It doesn't work like that. I convinced myself. I'm like, oh, some Prince Charming's going to come. He's going to make my life fabulous. Eventually, I learned someone's going to make my life fabulous. It's going to have to be me. And I stepped up. And I did it, and I do it every single day. If there is something I don't like, then I set about making a correction on that, a course correction. I didn't just sit there and whinge and whine. Nobody, that is not going to help. Sitting and looking in the mirror and just, reflecting on all the things that you hate about yourself. It's what I used to do. I used to stare so long in the mirror at all the things that I hated about my body until I brought myself to tears, and then I would stand there and cry. And then when I'd finish that, I'd start crying about how ugly I looked after I was crying. I'm so ugly. Of course I was looking not attractive. I'd just been crying for 20 minutes. Nobody looks fabulous when they're crying for 20 minutes. But we torture ourselves like this over and over and over. But it is about taking a reality check, because the only person that's going to do this is you. The only person that can do this is you. The only person who you would ever want to do this is you. You don't want someone else to do it. You want to be the designer of your own life. So step up and take that action. Step up and take that action. The only person who has the power to change your life is you. And when you step up and you commit and you come at your life from a place of self-love instead of hating every single tiny thing you see, that is when you've got what it takes. I'm going to send you big love and catch you all tomorrow. Until then, bye for now.